As an online fitness coach, £10,000 per month seems to be the sort of main goal that everyone is striving towards, and that certainly used to be the same for myself. But over the years and working with lots of coaches, hello, morning, I've realised that the majority of coaches probably don't actually want to, thank you, earn £10,000 a month. I mean, maybe earn £10,000 a month, but not actually put the work in that's required consistently on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, for the rest of your life basis to hit that and consistently stay at that. I think for a lot of coaches, I mean, even if you look at like a normal salaried job, right, you're probably going to get £2,500 to £3,500 a month, right? I would say. Now, you can argue that if you want, but I honestly think most coaches would rather have a business that generates roughly £3,000 to £5,000 a month, right? Working with a set amount of clients, having almost a kind of waiting list as well, and capping your numbers. Now, for myself, I got to £10,000 a month. I no longer live in the UK. Again, we will make over £500,000 in the next 12 months from my online fitness business. So for now, there's no way I can go back to the UK. Like, there's just no way. From a tax standpoint, there's no way. Even living here in the UAE with my rent, again, if you've seen my house, I live in a really, really nice 3-bed apartment condo on the beach. We've got private parking, we've got swimming pools, we've got gyms, we've got our own private beach. Like, even with that and bills and car payments and accounting fees and everything like that out here, I'm still much better off before I've even kicked the ball with regards to paying taxes in the UK. Once you go over £90,000 a year in the UK, you're going to be getting hit with VAT, which is like £7,700 a month, something like that. So I honestly think if you're really, really pushing towards £10,000 a month and you're living in the UK or one of these countries in which you're taxed a lot or taxed at all, have a think about why you're pushing towards that number. Like, what is it that you're pushing towards that number for? I honestly don't think most coaches want to run a business that generates £10,000 a month. It's a lot of work. Now, I don't think people actually understand how much work it is to generate that sort of income from a fitness business. And if you compare this to any other type of job where you would be getting paid £10,000 a month, I mean, even look at like top surgeons, right, in the UK. They've been to university for years, like over a decade, and you are qualified as a level 3 PT and you're getting paid 10 grand a month, and yet you still expect to do the bare minimum and be able to hit that target and hit that number. And I think it's more so just from a sort of bragging rights standpoint. Now, I want to grow my business. I understand that I am a bit weird, right? I want to get my business to over £1 million a year over the next few years without doing paid ads, without doing cold outreach. Again, these things might change, right? I'll certainly not be doing cold outreach at any point. We might run ad campaigns at some point if I feel like it's going to benefit the business, but for me, that's my goal, and I want to do it for me, right? It's important to me to do that, and I want to do it, but I think for a lot of coaches, they're pushing for 10k months for the sake of it almost, and it genuinely doesn't make sense. So for a lot of coaches, I think, see if you can get between £3,000 and £5,000 per month, which I think every single coach could easily get to, and just kind of enjoy your life at that point. I mean, let's say you had 30 clients paying you roughly between £150 to £200 a month. 30 clients. You could do your check-ins on a Monday. You could do a couple of catch-up calls throughout the week. You could make some content, and you could just chill, right? Now, there's no part of me that wants to do that. I don't like chilling out. I don't like my brain not being busy. I like to constantly be doing stuff and feeling like I'm moving forward. But I think for the majority of people, I honestly think you'd be better off going for 3 to 5 grand a month, doing check-ins on a Monday, doing a few catch-up calls, making content, spending time at the gym, because you see all these coaches trying to grow their business to 10 grand a month, and it's like, well, what does your daily routine look like? And they wake up, they have breakfast, they go to the gym for fucking 2 hours, they're on the fucking Stairmaster for an hour and a half, they're posting pictures of their breakfast, they're posting pictures on the Stairmaster, they're going to go and get their haircut, they get home at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, they start check-ins, they fuck about on their phones all day. It takes them all day to get through 20 check-ins, and then it's like, oh, I really just want to hit 10 grand a month. It's like, well, you don't. You obviously don't, or you would actually just wake up. I mean, even for me today, right, I I'm very, very comfortable. I wake up at 5 o'clock. I've been to the gym at 7:47. I'm driving home. I've showered. I've got a 10-hour workday ahead of me. Like, that is the kind of life that I want to have. I don't really want to chill at any point. I put a thing up about this the other day. I'm 34 years of age. By the time I am 40, I could essentially stop working, right? 6 years from now, I could retire. Again, not to brag, as a millionaire, my family's set. If anything ever happens to me, my kids are set, my wife's set, everyone is set, right? But see, if it actually came down to that, the one thing that would scare me about that is how bored I would be. I would have nothing to do. Like, what would my day-to-day life look like? I'd wake up, do some check-ins on a Monday, some consultations with coaches like yourself, and then what, just fuck about? Like, that sounds horrendous to me. I like to be constantly growing things and building things and having goals to achieve. And that's just the way that my brain is built. But working with a lot of coaches, I've worked with coaches who get to 3 to 5 grand a month and they think, do you know what? I'm making more money than I was working that 9 to 5 with a boss. And I don't have a boss. I've got 30 PT clients that I really enjoy working with. And I kind of want to just stick at this point. So I think for yourself today, this is one of the things that I do regularly, right? Is write down what my dream life looks like. And I know this sounds a bit cheesy, but I write it down. What does my dream life look like? Where do I spend winters? Where do I spend the summers? Where do I spend the majority of my time? Where are my thoughts based most of the time? I mean, I've been in that survival mode with money where I've been walking to the shops to buy reduced price food from Tesco because I don't have money for petrol and I don't have enough money to get to the end of the month to actually buy decent food. Like, I've been at that point worrying about money. For me, I never want to live in that space again. It's not like I waste money on anything. I mean, I know I could go out just now and buy a new supercar and get a Ferrari on finance, get a brand new Porsche. I just don't want to. Like, it's not what I want. I would rather just never have to stress about money again, and that is the way that I'm building my life, and that is why I'm working so hard just now, so that if I get to 40, again, I can do as I wish. And I think for a lot of coaches, you need to just work out, right, what does my dream life actually look like? Like me, I sit in a room with no windows for about 10 hours a day and I just work. And I genuinely don't think there's any other way I would rather spend my time. And I think for coaches who would rather spend their time traveling to Bali, traveling to Europe, waking up, having a slow morning, having a coffee, getting back home and doing 20 check-ins, having some catch-up calls, doing some programming, messing about on their phones, reading a book, watching a new box set, doing their daily meditations. I think for a lot of these coaches, you actually don't want to hit 10 grand a month. I don't even think you want to be at 7 grand a month. So I would basically look at your dream scenario life 2, 3, 5 years from now, and then just reverse engineer it and think, right, what does that look like? How many clients do I actually need to get to that point? Because it's probably nowhere near £10,000 a month. So you can probably just stop stressing on that as your sort of income goal and your target and feeling like you're massively behind everyone else. It might just be making 3-4 grand a month, replacing your wage from your normal job, working from home, working for yourself, and just enjoying your life. So have a think about it. Write down your goals, write down what you want your life to look like, reverse engineer it. If you did find this video useful, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll put my my fitness business blueprint in the description as well. So it's basically everything I did to get my business to 6 figures. If you do want to get your business to that point, and drop me a follow on Instagram. If you have any questions, shoot them over, and I'll catch you in the next one.